Hello, manga lovers, it's Kian. I haven't made a video in like a long time. I haven't made a video since like before school started. But basically, a lot of stuff's changed. Like, a lot of stuff has happened, and I need to explain a whole bunch of shit to you because a lot of it like just happened like today or like a few days ago or like a month ago, a week ago. I need to explain a lot of shit to you guys. Like, a lot of stuff is gonna happen. Okay, so like a few months ago, I found out that I'm actually moving. I'm not gonna be in Prairie Central District anymore, which, by the way, I'm wearing my junior high t-shirt. I don't know why, but I am. But, I have to move over to a different school district, and it's mainly because of the reason that I'm transgender. So basically, the other month, I was talking to a whole bunch of my friends, and basically a lot of stuff happened because they were saying a whole bunch of nice things to me and calling me by my preferred pronouns, and which I will get to my pronouns later. But basically, I was talking to them, and a whole bunch of people walked by and said, "Show me your dick," and stuff like that, because I'm transgender. I prefer myself to be, I refer to myself as a man, which I hope to someday eventually get the surgery, so I will be an actual born man. And, well, not born man, but I will be a man eventually, someday. But the thing is that people keep on saying that I'm a fake transgender, that I'm doing it for attention, and that I'm just not really. They basically call me an attention whore and saying that I'm doing all this shit because I'm trying to make fun of the transgender community, and that, there's actually a student at the school that called me a tranny-ass faggot on Snapchat because he's not man enough to say it to my fucking face. But basically, that all happened. It's not that big of a deal. To me, I cried over it for like solid 30 minutes, then I got it out of my system and I was done. And then, like, I told the dean of students about it. He told me to print off the pictures. I never printed them off because I don't really want to add more drama to the situation, and like, I just want the situation to just be over with, and it's just a whole bunch of drama and it's bullshit, and people need to understand that I am who I am. There's nothing that they can do about it, and I'm proud of being who I am. And if somebody has a problem with that, then they have their opinion. They have the right to their own opinion. I'm never going to try and take away somebody's opinion. Like, I'm never going to try to take away their right to have their opinion. Like, that's their opinion. They have the right to have that opinion. But if, golden rule, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So, that's that. The second thing is a bit more personal. I've never actually shared this, so I'm kind of a little off to share this with you guys, but here it goes. I'm just gonna let out a trigger warning right now, but if you've been raped and you're very triggered by like the word rape or like things like that, click off of this video or just scroll past this part of the video, because this is a part of the video where I explain what happened to me in junior high. So as some of you guys know, back in junior high, I lived with my mom. And my mom was, at the time, dating a very rude person. I'm not going to name his name because I've already had the case, and the case got dropped because my mom denied everything that happened. But basically, my mom was dating this guy. They have been dating since I was 6 years old. Even then, from the age of 6 to just this past year, I was physically and mentally abused and emotionally. But the one fucked up thing that he actually did that basically put me in my depression was the fact that I was raped by him for a year straight every night. And the thing that hurts the most about it is the fact that my mom knew about it and didn't do anything about it. And it's a very touchy subject, and I don't really like to talk about it, so I'm very hesitant about it, but I need to share this with you guys. This will explain why I haven't like been doing YouTube, and I know that I'm not very good at uploading ever since my laptop broke, but I can tell you, I know I've made this promise to you guys multiple times before, but I have been trying my best to upload. I've actually been thinking about just basically having a fresh start and taking a break, another huge break for a while, just until like things start to clear up more and I am able to upload more, and then whenever school starts to like die down a little bit, then I'll be able to have that weight lifted off my shoulders to get good grades and to pass geometry, which I'll get into that later. But basically I was raped by him for more than a year straight, and I had trusted him. I had referred to him as my stepdad for 9 years at the time. And it's hard to explain my feelings towards him because of the simple fact that he was there for me more than my birth father was, but that was only because my mom and my dad, whenever I was 6, got divorced because my mom was cheating on him with this guy that she's dating right now. And basically, after he got out of jail, because he got arrested for assaulting a police officer, and after I moved in with my dad, I told him everything that happened. I told him about me being raped. I told him about my abuse, well, all physically, mentally, and emotionally. I told him all about that, and he got really upset. And at the time, this man was still living with my mom, so I really didn't want to go see him, and I really didn't want to go see my mom because he was there. And then he started abusing my mother because I wasn't living with them anymore, so he needed somebody to take his anger out on, because he's a very angry and vulgar and abusive drunk. So he started abusing my mother, and me being the person that I am, I was very protective of my mom. I'm very protective of my family. Even though my mom has betrayed me, I would still take a bullet for her. But after he got put into jail for abusing my mom and for assaulting a police officer, I did know that he got out of jail. But while he was in jail, I filed my report because I told my counselor at school that I had been raped by him, and basically she called DCFS. She told them, and after she told DCFS, they showed up at my school and they talked to me. And it was really hard for me to talk to them about everything that happened, because it took me more than a year to tell Kelly what happened to me. And basically it was really hard, and it was just really hard for me to tell her, because like I thought of her as more of like a mom or like a guardian than anything else. And she counsels my mom, which is why I never told her anything about it, because I didn't want this to ruin her relationship with my mom. But they made the report, and then I had to go over to the next town over, actually, I had to go over to Pontiac, and I had to go to talk to some investigators about what happened, and I had to explain it all over again, which is the last thing that I really want to do. I didn't want to explain this to anybody except for her, and she took it upon herself, which I know it's her job, but she took it upon herself to spread this to DCFS, and then DCFS basically took me in and they made me like make a report. And basically after the report, I felt really relieved, because I felt like I was never going to see him again, and I felt like I had this weight lifted off my shoulders, because I felt more confident about myself. and because they kept on saying, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. And now I know that it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault of what happened to me, and I always blamed myself for what happened. And after that, my sophomore year came by, and he was already arrested over the summer between my freshman and sophomore year. And just a few weeks ago, he was released from jail. I had no idea he was released from jail. I was really excited to see my mom, though, because I hadn't seen my mom in like a really long time, because she kept on canceling weekends on me. I had no idea why, and all of a sudden my dad just had this gut feeling that something wasn't right, and he had this feeling that he should just go down to the county jail that he was at, and he asked if he was in there, and they said, "I'm sorry, we can't tell you that." And that's whenever he had this worst gut feeling that he was out. Basically, after that happened, my mom kept on canceling weekends on me. I really wanted to see her. I actually cried for a week straight because I really missed my mom. And so at my school, I had to make flyers because my dad was giving away 10 free turkeys to some needy families in the area who couldn't afford one for Thanksgiving. And after I made those flyers, I came home, I gave them to my dad, and we went all over to local stores. We went over to the next town over, and I saw my mom's car, and I'm just like, yeah, I get to see my mom. I was so excited. But my dad had this feeling. He told me to stay in the car. I should have listened to him. And whenever I got into the store, I saw my mom, and I walked up to my mom. She didn't look very happy to see me. My mom, for those of you who know my mom has really bad asthma, and she was talking to people up front about getting a vape, and my mom doesn't vape, my mom doesn't smoke, she's never smoked a cigarette in her life. And I turned around because I heard a familiar voice, and he was there. He was staring at me, and then he walked away whenever I turned around. That's the day that I found out that he was dating my mom, and whenever my dad saw him after hanging up a flyer, I had to basically pull my dad out of the store before he could kill him. And so after that happened, we came back home, and then we went to the town in the opposite direction from where we just were. And during that entire car ride, I cried and cried and cried and cried, because I still feel really betrayed by my mom, because of the simple fact that she knows what he did to me. She knows all of the things that he's put me through these past 9 years, and she knows how much I genuinely hate this man, and she knows how much he's hurt me. She watched him beat me, and she did nothing about it. And she knows how many times he's tried to hurt her. She knows how many times he's abused her, but she still took him back. After we went to the next town over in the opposite direction, I went over to a friend's house, and I told her what happened. And I stayed at her house for about a half hour. And we just sat in her kitchen, and we talked, and we talked, and we talked. And her mom came in, and I explained what happened to her mom. And granted, her mom's always been like a mom. Her mom's always been more of a mom to me than my actual birth mom has ever been. And I'm sorry. And the fact that I was able to tell them what happened, and I was able to cry, and I was able to let it all out of my system, And then you realize that even though I have a very hard time, that I still have a good family, whether they're birth or not, then I still have a good family, because this person has been one of my closest friends since I was in 6th grade. She's always been there for me. She's always been an amazing friend, and she's always stuck up for me. No matter if I was right or wrong, she would still stick up for me, because she has my back and I have hers. And if anything were to ever happen to her, I have no idea what I would do. But I explained it to them, and after I explained it to them, we talked about it, and we spent time together, and my dad came to pick me up after he was done passing out the flyers, and we went home. I texted my mom that day, and I said that I never want to see her again, because she knows exactly what happened to me, and she knows how badly I'm hurt over it, and she knows how much he's hurt me, and she knows how much that I've been going through, because of the simple fact that I knew he was out of jail. It wasn't exactly like told that he was out of jail, but I just had a feeling that he was out. And I knew that my mom would take him back, but I still had hope that my mom would see through everything that he's done to us, and that she wouldn't take him back, knowing what he's done to all of us. But basically, after that, I haven't talked to my mom ever since that day. I haven't seen her. I haven't gone to the town where she lives, and I haven't seen him. And sometimes I cry myself to sleep at night, because I feel like I'm gonna wake up back in that house right after it happens. I'm gonna wake up back in my bed where he used to rape me, and I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna have to relive it again. And I felt really alone, so I talked to a few of my friends that go to my school, and some of them were there for me. Some of them called me a pathological liar, because some of the people at my school know that I'm not gonna deny it, I have a past of lying, and I know that it's a bad thing to lie to your friends, which is why ever since the last major lie that I told, I haven't really lied to anybody else. I've been straight up with people, and I know that it's a fucked up thing to lie about what I lied about, which I'm not going to get into, because I don't really want to have that come back and haunt me again. Because after I did it, and after I came clean with it, it came back to haunt me like a year later. But I don't want to get into that, because that's a completely different story, which I'm never going to share with you guys. No matter how many times I'm told to share it with you guys, I'm never going to share it with you guys, because it's a simple fact that it is very personal, and I know that this was very personal, but I really needed to tell you guys. But I'm never going to get into that story, because that's not who I am anymore. That's a complete shit story, and it's a complete shit reason why I did it. If, like, I get older and I look back on it, then I will come clean. But not right now. But anyway, on to my pronouns. Okay, so as many of you know, I prefer to go by he, him pronouns. I've actually been thinking about it for a while, and it's not really he, him. Like, I do like to be called he, but some of my friends call me she, because they're not really comfortable with it. Like, they'll call me by my name, but like, they won't call me by my preferred pronouns. Some of them call me by they because they don't really know what to do, and some of them call me by he, which is what I prefer to go by. But my pronouns are he, they, actually. Like, if you're uncomfortable with it, but like you still want to support me, you can call me they pronouns. If you are completely comfortable with it, you completely support me all the way, you can call me him and he, which I hope that one day you guys will do that. My pronouns are he, them, except for the exceptional amount of the exceptional few people that are able to call me by she pronouns, because of the simple fact that they are not comfortable with it. They support me, but they are not comfortable with it at all. Like, they will call me by my name because, like, that's what they've always known me as. And I'm going to introduce myself to my other people at my new school that I'm going to be going to for my junior and senior year. I'm going to introduce myself as Kian. I'm going to let them choose what pronouns they want to call me. It's going to be their choice. If they want to call me he and him pronouns, that's fine with me. If they want to call me they, them pronouns, that's fine with me. If they want to call me she, her pronouns, I'm going to explain to them that I'm transgender. But if they still want to call me that after I explain that, they can call me by that pronouns. There is an exceptional amount of people who are able to call me by she, her pronouns. But if you are one of those exceptional people, just know I would still like for you to call me by the name that I have given myself. I would still like to call you by Kian instead of my dead name, because as I've said to many people before, I don't care what pronouns you use. Just get my fucking name right. Because my name is my choice. My pronouns, that's also my choice. But my pronouns are also your choice. If you want to call me by she, her pronouns, that's fine. Just get my fucking name right, please. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I don't know when I'm gonna make my next video, but I'll make it when I make it. Bye, guys.